I know, just let him.
Why does he keep fixating on it? We're not going to get anywhere.
Wait, real quick then. Okay, real quick. So
I've clarified this.
Hey, let me finish.
Real quick, both of you. Okay, I'm starting with you. Okay, holy fuck. Okay, we'll just make what Gustavo's saying next to the closing, and then that's gonna be it. Okay, that's it. Whatever Gustavo says next is the closing.
Yeah, really quick. I just want to finish. You did make the claim. I don't care if it was a misspoke or not. It doesn't matter, because half the things you said don't even attack the actual principle. You also said that, I didn't make the claim that all fetuses can experience sentiences. I made the claim that not all fetuses can experience sentience. So you went from all fetuses cannot experience sentience to not all. So which is completely irrelevant anyways. Like, that's not actually attacking wait, mute. That's not actually attacking the argument, and then you say, you have no actual argument. And I do. Again, it's past and future sentience, which you have failed to in any substantial way critique or give any sort of reduction. It's just been an asymmetrical hypothetical that makes no sense.
15 seconds.
But yeah, man, great debate. Definitely put this up on your TikTok. I would love to see you get hate for this.
Okay, yeah, Michael, so once again, you can laugh yourself out of the situation. This live's being recorded. I don't care how many times you live or how much you leave.
Left, Peter.
Yeah, I clarified this point. And even if he's claiming I misspoke, which I know I didn't, and I have video proof of this, I'm recording. I was very clear 5-6 different times. I said all fetuses do not have sentience. So he kept fixating on a point because he don't have an argument, and this is a closing statement, right? So he said, I cannot value something in the past if this past never existed. So I'm asking him, how can he value past sentience if he can't prove that past sentience ever existed? And none of us in here actually got his point of view on that. He just wanted to play semantics and what I meant, which I clarified 6 times. This is what I mean.
Did you just go, I didn't say this, and then make the claim?
Yeah, the debate is over now. The debate is over now.
Kick him. The debate is over. It's between Michael and Scooter now.
We both know you guys fucking hate each other. Okay, get out of here, Gustavo. Come on, spam. Don't make me do it for you.
Yep. Fam, how are you all doing today?
I'm doing so wonderful. Michael, I didn't interject for
I'm doing wonderful, dude. Thank you,
Michael. I didn't even interject.
Scooter, how are you doing?
Splendid. All right, I'm sure you and Scooter won't need the 1 minute time limit.
No, we won't. We'll be respectful of each other's time and won't interrupt for sure. How are you doing today, Scooter? How are you doing? You're muted, buddy.
Already with the condescension and saying buddy.
If you don't unmute, I'm gonna take it as a concession.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 and 3/4, 0 and 1/2, 0 and 1/4, 0 and 1
Pro-Sentience,
0 and 1/16, 0. Time's up. Easy.
Okay.
Scooter isn't server muted. He hasn't been server muted in like fucking ages.
Are you there, Scooter? Okay. Well, now I feel like I've been cucked.
Yeah, Amdir, this was actually a ploy so I could get you on stage so we could talk about.
Yeah, remember.
So.
Rule 9.
Yeah, just to ensure you don't dodge. So, presumably your entire epistemology rests on desires, right?
Yeah, I already gave you the answer to this.
Yeah. So what's the argument? Desires exist.
Wait, I already gave you the answer to this. When I'm talking about desires,
recapitulate the answer.
Yeah, when I'm talking about desires, I'm not actually talking about desires, right? Talking about schmeyers, and this is a concept I can't convey to you.
All right, so we're on stage.
Concept, Eric. It's a
we're on stage. We're on stage. So who's looking to debate? Is it me versus someone else?
It was Amdir.
Yeah. How are you doing today, Scooter?
Yo, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So I just want to see if maybe I can help to bridge the gap between you and Gustavo a little bit, because I think you might have been talking past each other.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so I also hold the pro-sentience position. So it seems like what you're putting forth is like some sort of like practical concern or epistemic concern of like, how can we know at which point this fetus was like sentient in the past in order to value this pre-existing or this conjunct of past and future sentience. What Gustavo so what Gustavo is trying to say is that we could just be either agnostic as to the question of when sentience begins, we could just be agnostic to the principle or to the question like when sentience begins, and then still say in principle at whichever point it does begin, we're going to value it. And then it's similar to if you believe that life begins at conception, like just conception is just the point where moral value begins, that you could act like, even if you didn't actually know when conception began, you could still say in principle, right, that's when it should be valued, after conception, whether or not you knew it. Even like back in the Middle Ages, right, before they had the ability to take pregnancy tests and know when they conceded or when they've conceived, it'd still be the case that after conception the fetus had moral value. So similarly in the sentient case, we can be agnostic to the exact time where the fetus becomes sentient and then still just say in principle when it does, we're going to value it. And what Gustavo is asking for is a critique on the position, not just on like the practical question or the epistemic question of like when do we know it's sentient, but for like a critique on the position of valuing that conjunct of past and future sentience. I'm curious if you have like a critique on the principle.
Exactly. Yeah. So 100%. Real quick. So when it came to the critique of valuing the principle of past or future present, so he made a positive claim, or he made a claim in general, that he values past and future present, past or future sentience. So when we look at the situation, which he conceded to, in order me to say I value my mother's voice, there must have been like a way to where I've heard my mother's voice before. So it would be false for me, which he conceded to claim that I've heard my mother's voice when in fact she was never able to talk since the moment that I existed. So in order for him to make a claim, which he did, and on his value, he said, I value past and future sentience. In order to value past sentience, there would have to be some sort of established sentience that would need to be derived from the value itself. So under his framework, I don't think he articulated it well. Under your framework, I kind of see where you're going with this, but we really got to look at, okay, how do we know you can value past sentience if you can't even articulate if this past sentience ever existed or not existed? Because one is going to be true and one is going to be false. So we need to know when it's established in order for this claim to be true.
Yeah,
which is what he conceded to.
So for a specific claim where I'm saying, okay, my criteria for moral value is both past and future sentience, and then if I make a claim about some particular, right, like I say, this fetus X right here, that I value that. Right now I'm making the claim that it meets my criteria of past and future sentience. So now I'm making a positive claim. I need to establish that this fetus X has had this sentience in the past if I'm making the positive claim that I value it, right? But if I'm just saying in principle, I value fetuses that have past and future sentience, I'm not speaking about a particular case, then I don't need to, like, I'm not sure what you're expecting me to establish. All I'm doing is laying out a principle, right?
Yeah, the principle of past and future, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so in order to value something in the past, it must have existed before.
I don't think I would grant that, no.
Okay, how can you value something in the past if it's never existed before?
Yeah, well, I don't know what you mean by how you just value it, but I can like give an example.
How can you value something non-existent within your conceptualized mentality?
That'll help you understand what I'm saying. So like, I'll just use the example you gave, like your mother's voice, right? So, like I could imagine that my mother was mute from the time before I was even born, right? And I was born, now I'm 22, and my mom's been mute my entire life, right? I could still value hearing her voice, even though I've never heard her voice in the past. That's never existed for me. She's been mute since before I was born. I could still place value on hearing her voice, even though it never existed.
Wait. This is fundamentally flawed.
What's the flaw?
Do you understand what you're saying?
I understand what I'm saying. I'm not sure you do, but I
Wait,
understand
so,
what I'm saying.
okay, hold on. Your mother was never able to speak.
Correct.
You make a claim, I value my mother's voice.
Yeah, like I would value hearing her voice, yeah.
No, you value her voice. Correct? You value her voice.
I value hearing her voice, yeah.
And she was never able to speak. So therefore, you would never be able to hear her voice.
Right.
So therefore, you would just be false. You couldn't place a value on something you couldn't conceptualize.
Well, that's
like when you make a claim. When you make a claim, I value my mother's voice, and she was mute her entire life, and you never have heard your mother's voice. Therefore, there'd be no value. You can't value something you can't conceptualize. So if your mother was mute her entire life, you can't make a claim. Yeah, I value my mother's voice. And when someone asks you, hey, have you ever heard your mother's voice? No, I've never heard my mother's voice. So you can't place value on something that you have not even conceptualized yourself.
Yeah, so two things. One, I would need an argument that I can't conceptualize a voice that I wouldn't be able to conceptualize my mother's voice. I don't think that I would need to have heard it before to be able to conceptualize it. And second of all,
you serious?
I would need an argument that you can't value something you can't conceptualize. That was the other claim that you made.
Wait, okay. If you never heard my voice, would you say you value my voice?
So I would say that I could value hearing your voice, yes.
But you never heard my voice.
Correct.
So you can't value something that you've never heard.
That's the claim again.
Yeah. Oh, okay. How are you not following this? If someone makes a positive claim, if me myself makes a claim, I value my mother's voice. And it is, in fact, true that my mother was never able to speak. I cannot place a value, I cannot place importance, I can't place significance on something that I have never heard myself. So, if I make a claim, I value my mother's voice, but in fact she was never able to speak, well, I can't really value a voice that was never able to ever speak. Right? If I've never heard my mother's voice, I can't make a claim I value my mother's voice because I'm false within my statement, my mother's voice. Right. She was never able to speak. But I'm presupposing that she was able to speak, even though this is false. So therefore, I would be false.
So two things to say to that. One, all you did was make the claim again. You still haven't provided an argument for the claim. Second thing is
I'm making an argument against your Pro-Sentience, to be clear.
Let me talk. I said two things. That was the first thing. The second thing is that this is still my earlier objection still stands. So this is just a critique against applying value to a particular. This is not a critique to a principle, right? That's the other critique. This is only going to be a critique against valuing some particular, like my mother's voice. It's not going to be a critique against valuing or holding some principle of value, right?
Yes, it is. And I'm trying to be very clear with you, but like when I engage with Gus and when I'm engaging with you, like we ultimately agree, right, is that we cannot conceptualize something that does not exist. Right. So when I make a positive claim that I value my mother's voice, but in fact she was never able to speak, therefore my claim of value would inherently be incorrect. Okay. So what I'm trying to conflate this to is when Pro-Sentience, and I'm not saying all people that argue sentience, I'm not saying Eric or Evan, I'm just saying under the bait of Gus, that he couldn't understand why he valued past sentience because he conceded to my argument prior. He said, right, I'm not trying to monologue, I'm trying to be clear. He said you can't value something that never existed. So I'm asking you, okay, at what point can you value sentience in the past if you don't even know that it existed? There would have to be some burden of proof to show that it existed in order to value past sentience. Yeah, so, but he kept playing semantics, like I'm recording, obviously, yeah, but he kept playing semantics.
I'm not making a positive claim that there's some past sentience existing for some particular. I think that you might misunderstand what the pro-sentience position is. So this is going to be my position. It's going to be, if there exists in an agent a conjunction of past and future sentience, then I value that agent, right? There, that conditional is important there, that if, right? Because I'm not making some claim that sentience does exist for some specific agent. I'm making a conditional claim. I'm saying if sentience exists for some agent, past and future sentience, if it exists for some agent, then I value that agent. That's the thesis of the pro-sentience position I'm putting forward and what I'm looking for a critique to.
Yes, I've been debating this for a year, right? I've been debating pro-life versus pro-choice. If this exists, if sentience exists, then we value this thing. I'm asking you, how do you prove if sentience exists? Because that's what you value. You're saying, if sentience exists, I value sentience. How do you value sentience if you don't even know how to conceptualize when it exists? This is basic, bro. I'm asking you the basics of this argumentation. And honestly, I might want to actually rather debate Eric, who will actually engage with me in good faith and actually defend this point of view. Because every time, if I debate Gus in the server, if I debate you in the server, I'm being very clear with you, but you agree with me. You cannot value something in the past that never exists, right, under sentience. And you're saying, if sentience exists, I value this. I'm asking you, how do you know when sentience exists? Because that's what you value. You would have to articulate this. If sentience exists, I value sentience. But I'm asking you, how do you even know if sentience exists?
Like, I don't understand.
How do you value something if you don't even know it exists, bro?
Hold on. So are you asking how I know that sentience exists in general? Like, period?
No, exists within the individual, like an individual fetus. We're talking about an individual case.
Wait, so you agree your critique only applies to a particular. It doesn't apply to a fucking principle. You just literally contradicted what you said earlier in this conversation.
No. Hold on. You're strawmanning me. Hold on. Let me.
I don't want to. And the negation. Okay, I'm going to lay out the proposition really clearly for you.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, so the proposition and the negation that you affirmed is that your critique, right, applies to the principle, not a particular. And then what you just told me, right, the negation of that is that your critique applies not to the principle, but to the particular, right? That's a contradiction.
Explain what the particular is.
Yeah, the particular fetus. In this instance.
Yeah, so are you done or should I mute again? I want to make sure you're done. So
you can go ahead.
Yeah. So when we're talking about sentience under your point of view, there's no set science, and there are also conflicting studies of when sentience occurs. So this would be a case by case basis ultimately. Right. So when we're really, and I never made the claim of like a particular or not a particular, that's more of like what you are focused on. And even within these debates, no one really asked my pro-life stance, which I'm more than willing to give. But under what we're talking about, right, is that you're making the claim, which you're kind of siding with Gus here, is we cannot value something that never existed. I cannot make the claim I value my PC setup if I've never had a PC setup in my entire life. I cannot value my chair that I'm sitting in right now if I never had a chair to sit in my entire life. When you're placing value on something, you're presupposing that you understand or conceptualize the inference of which you are valuing, which would be a chair. So when you're talking about past and future sentience, right, you're presupposing that you value a fetus because of past and future sentience. You're presupposing that it is sentience. But there are also cases to where fetuses are not sentient. Right. So what I'm asking ultimately, which has not been answered so far, and I'm really here in good faith, is where's your cutoff and when do you know, or when can you establish sentience? Because once again, you cannot value something in the past if it has not already been established. So when is sentience established? And why would a fetus, when it comes to sentience, be a moral consideration within our society?
Okay, so again, I'm interested in the moral principle, so I'm going to be agnostic as to the point in pregnancy when sentience is generally established. And I'm going to be agnostic as to the legal stance. All I'm interested in seeing is if there's a critique on the moral stance of valuing a conjunct of past and future sentience. Now, I think I see where the confusion is here, and I'm trying to think of a good analogy I can draw to kind of get to the heart of it. So, the issue is, I'm holding some principle where the principle is if there's a fetus and that fetus has past and future sentience, or if there's any agent that has past and future sentience, then I'm going to value it. And you're asking me, like, well, for a particular like fetus, how are you going to know it has past sentience? Now, that's going to be a pragmatic concern. That's going to be like on some specific case, right? It's going to be like if I'm saying I value this fetus, there's going to be this like epistemic question of how do I know that it had past sentience? But that's going to be just an attack on my claim that I value this specific fetus. It's not going to be an attack on my principle that this is what I generally value. And I'm curious if there's any reductios on the position that this is what I generally value.
All right. Okay. So there's a lot being like said wrong here. So like from a person that's pro-life compared to other people that's pro-choice, right? Is like we went into many different situations to where you would ultimately agree that under the principle when we're applying some kind of situation, right? Mm-hmm. To where this would be immoral. So like what you're saying is it's immoral if you abort a fetus who is sentient. Your value is past and future sentient.
Yep.
And when we ultimately agree, right, that when it comes to past sentience, in order to value something in the past, something must exist, right? Because we couldn't conceptualize, like if I said I value my chair that I'm sitting in right now, but I never had the conceptualization of what it is to what a chair means or the positive principles that it would allow me to understand as a human to sit in a chair, to relax, all these things, I wouldn't conceptualize what a chair means. So when you make a claim you value past and future sentience, I'm ultimately asking you, how can you conceptualize like when sentience occurs? Because when it comes to fetuses, case-by-case basis, there are going to be individual instances to where fetuses themselves are going to exhibit some kind of sentient being. That sentient being could be EEG waves, it could be some kind of subjective experience. I don't view EEG waves to be necessarily subjective experience. Subjective experience would be mind-dependent to where that fetus themselves would understand the environment around them, feel pain, all these things, which we cannot observe by empirical evidence. All we can do is inference what they might feel, which is making assumptions. If a fetus at 14 weeks has a prefrontal cortex with a fully functioning meaning brain activity that would lead to some kind of subjective experience, we can make more inferences that a fetus at 14 weeks would have a prefrontal cortex that would equate to some kind of control to a subjective experience, rather than like a 6-week-old fetus who might just like have EEG waves or like an electrical pulse while their brain might be the size of a peanut as they're trying to like develop. So ultimately what I'm asking you, and I'm trying to be genuine, and I don't know if this might have been articulated previously, and I'll mute myself so you can talk because I know I've been talking for a minute here, is what I'm asking under the standard is how can you value something in the past that might not have previously existed? And that's what I'm trying to understand, because when you make the statement past and future sentience, you're presupposing that a past sentience has occurred, which it's also important to understand, why has this past sentience occurred? Has it occurred, and can we prove that it has occurred? Because this is something that we value. So I'm going to mute myself. I know I talked for a while. It might be like 3 minutes, so I'll mute myself until like 12:43, so about 3 minutes.
I mean, you don't need to mute yourself that long.
Or until you're done.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
but,
Yeah, and then after that, I want to see if I can maybe convey Amdir's point to Scooter.
Yeah, you can try. I mean, I don't know how many more ways I can try to convey my point. So I'll just address this question that was asked. So, how can I value something in the past that might not have previously existed? Well, the answer is going to be that under the principle that if for some agent they have past and future sentience, then I value them. There's going to be cases where I am very confident that those criteria obtain. There's going to be, I can look at you or Eric or Evan, and I can see very clearly that 5 minutes ago they were sentient talking to me, and a few seconds ago you were sentient and talking to me, and I'm fairly confident that in 5 minutes you'll be sentient and talking to me, right? So there's cases like where I can be very, very confident that that agents are meeting these criteria, and then there's cases where I'm going to be less confident, like a fetus that's in the womb for 6 weeks. I might be a lot less confident that they've had this past and future sentience, and I might err on the side of caution there. But for any principle, there's going to be cases where I'm more confident that there's agents that meet the criteria I put forward, and less confident. And that's just those are just epistemic concerns. They're not an attack on the principle. The principle could be true. All you're attacking is my knowledge, right? Do you kind of see what I'm getting at, Scooter, or no?
I'm not sentient.
Yeah. So, okay. I'm going to be clear here. I'm not trying to overtalk you. I'm not trying to, win this debate. I just want to be very clear because I do really want to understand this argument. And I think between, Jay and you, or between other individuals within the server, we're actually getting somewhere. So, when is your cutoff? And just answer yes or no. I'm not trying to get you in a gotcha. At this point, I'm not trying to win the debate. When is your cutoff for sentience?
Yes.
Is it 8 weeks, 6 weeks? What week?
Yes.
What week?
You told me to answer yes or no, so yes.
Okay, is it 6 weeks? Yes or no?
I'm agnostic.
Okay. So you're agnostic on what week?
Yeah, I'm agnostic on what week. That's why I told you when I came up here that I'm not here to defend the epistemic concern. I'm here to find out if there's a counterexample to the principle, because I'm just going to be agnostic on exactly what week sentience occurs. But
so you're agnostic on the principle.
Yeah, but that's not going to provide a
But your principle is past. Hold on. Your principle is past. Let's go very slow, because I've debated this many times to where people, we can concede on this or logically deduce, the fact of this principle. Your principle, because you keep saying I'm not attacking the principle, which I am, but you're not willing to address the principle which I'm willing to attack. When it comes to the past principle of sentience, would you agree that past is previous to present?
No, I don't agree with.
Okay, yeah, so we can't even agree.
Wait,
if past
Scooter,
is not
Scooter,
previous to, this is why individuals like you, I can't engage with good. Hold on.
Me, okay?
Well, I'm not. Hold on.
I answered.
I need 5 seconds. You can time me for 5 seconds. I need 5 seconds, and that's it.
Okay, wait. I'm literally gonna count for 5 seconds. By the way.
All right, perfect. Yeah. Okay. So when I make a claim that past is previous to present, people like you won't agree. That's all I have to say.
5. Okay.
That's it.
Your turn.
Okay. Can I have a few seconds here to respond? All right.
Yeah, get the seconds. Go.
All right. So.
Go ahead.
Okay, so you asked a very specific question. Do I think that something in the past, past sentience, is previous to the present? It sounds like when you say previous to the present, you're presupposing an objective present. I'm not convinced of that. I think that there's things that exist in the earlier than direction. I think that there's things that exist in the later than direction. If you think there's an objective present, I'll just need the argument for A theory. But I don't really think we need to get into that territory. I just don't know how this is relevant.
Yo. Eric and Evan, your guys' philosophy has really fucking tried so hard on so many individuals. Bro, this guy can't fucking... Yeah, this guy can't agree that the past is just previous to present.
It's earlier than. It's in the earlier than direction.
Yeah, hold on. Watch this. Hold on. Is past previous to present?
It's in the earlier than direction.
Yeah, so is that the past compared to present?
It's in...
You're trying to debate just a basic point, which doesn't even have to be debated. Is past previous to present?
Bro.
You see how you're being fucking just conflict. You're being a conflict for no fucking reason. It's past prior to present, bro.
Can you just get to what point you're trying to make?
You're just trying to argue at this point.
That's cool. Can you get to the point you're trying to make instead of having a meta conversation?
Yeah. What I'm trying to talk about is you're just arguing to argue. When I make basic claims, no. Hold on. Yeah, you interrupted me, but I thought you were interested in what I had to say. If you're trying to be good faith, I know you were trying to be disingenuous and gain the plating of the followers. Hold on. Let me be very clear here. Let me be very clear here.
All right.
Let me be clear.
Yeah, you kept talking. Can I talk, or do you want to talk?
Oh, yeah,
let me mute myself and let me know when you give me permission to speak.
Okay.
Because I know I keep getting server muted, even though I'm not the problem. So let me know when I'm muted.
I don't think you got server muted a single time while talking to me.
Michael, could I propose a solution?
Sure, if you want to. But yeah, let me just express something really quick, and then you want to say something, and then Scooter can talk. I just want to say, Scooter, the reason I'm interrupting you is because you just want to talk about me and talk about the conversation. That's not what I'm interested in. I don't want to talk about what I'm doing or what you don't like about me or how the conversation's going. I just want to talk about the substance and content. I'm not interested in the meta conversation. That's why.
Here, Scooter, real quick. So maybe just because here's the thing. It seems all Michael wants, right, is a counterexample to the principle, which would be, unintuitive. I think that's all he wants. And I think that's what he is going to consider necessary for a W on your part or something like that, or to be convinced out of the position. It seems he's agnostic on the knowledge of it, right? He's really just caring about the truth of the principle. So I think he just needs a counterexample, and I think that's what he's asking for. So go ahead.
Sure. Yeah, so he provided for the principle, which I absolutely agreed with, but he hasn't substantiated to why this principle would be true, which is ultimately what I'm trying to argue against. So I understand he holds the same principle, but what I'm ultimately asking you, and I would like a direct question, I'm not trying to get you in a gotcha. What I'm asking you is why, when it comes to a principle within a debate, or how do you value a past sentience when you don't even know that when the sentience would exist, right? So when we apply this in other situations, how can you value something where you don't even know or can conceptualize when this exists, because there's conflicting studies? Literally the last guest I debated said 8 weeks, which in the middle of the conversation said 6 weeks, which was Gus. I know that Eric says 6 weeks, and maybe Evan.
I'm just conditionalizing it. I'm saying it exists.
Yeah, but it would vary.
Well, wait, I want to be really clear on my position real quick. So 6 weeks. I just take 6 weeks as a precautionary principle. I'm not sure if that's exactly when it begins, but I'm just saying.
Wait,
my position is it's.
Can I talk to the moderator?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Either Eric or Evan.
Yeah.
I think it might be helpful at this point, because I'm so confused on what Scooter's objection is. I think it might be helpful to get a proposition on the table. What's the proposition that Scooter disagrees
can you ask me? Hold on. The conflict. Let me be clear here. I've been so clear with you. I've been very generous. I've been very charitable. The opposition I have is I'm contesting your principle of why you value past sentience. You haven't elaborated this to anyone within the entire Discord. That's ultimately what I'm trying to conflate.
Okay, so here's what I think, right? I think what Michael is getting at is this. He could say he doesn't even value the principle, right? So he wouldn't even be binded to valuing past sentience, which would come into conflict with your conception of value or something like that, right? You could say he doesn't even hold to the principle. I think he just wants a counterexample to it.
No, Evan. Yeah, I understand that, Evan, but
okay.
I do understand that. But he did say that he was arguing value, which he did say previously. Okay. So that's the conflict, right? Like, so he said he did value this.
Wait, Michael.
I'll just ask you when I said that.
That's the conflict
Michael,
here.
Wait. So what if he conceded on that? Would you then try and give a counterexample to the principal? Just do it, Michael.
I'm not gonna do
I'm just please. I actually want to hear if he has a critique.
I'm just so this is what I'm confused, right? I just want to know, presumably, Scooter, there's some proposition about the pro-sentience possession which Scooter disagrees about. I just want to know what that proposition is.
Dude, I tried to explain this to you, and many times when me and Gus, I'm asking you, why do you value past sentience?
A question's not a proposition. I just want the proposition you disagree about with the pro-sentience position.
I don't have to work under the framework of your argument. Hold on. You haven't even asked me why I'm pro-life. I asked you. I given you many clarities. I've asked you many times, and you ultimately agreed with Gus. Look. Hold on. I understand you guys have a same principle within an argument, but any pro-lifer right now that has my same principle, I'm willing to contest. You can check me, you can watch me on TikTok, you can watch me in any public forum. If they're looking to engage in a conversation that doesn't ultimately agree with the concept that I provide, I'm going to check. Now, I understand you guys have the same principle. I understand you have the same argument. Hold on, I understand that. But he himself, Evan, said he had the same argument as Gus. So therefore they would have the same principle, which he is arguing.
Scooter, I thought you were talking about me and Eric.
No.
I don't agree with Eric.
Yeah, no, I know you guys don't, but I'm talking about him and Gus because he defended Gus. Okay. So therefore, my argument would be him versus Gus.
Scooter, I said
This is what I'm talking about.
I said I hold the same position. I didn't say I have the same argument. Those are different things.
I understand this. That's a straw man to what I said.
What?
Just because
No. You're not following this, Scooter. We can all look at it later.
Dude, yes, I'm at 1 hour and 22 minutes into the conversation. Hold on.
All right.
Look. Okay, guys, hold on. Anyone in here, can I really debate someone pro-choice that's willing to actually engage and try to change my mind? Because I'm looking to change my mind, if it's Evan, Eric, whoever the case may be. But when I address basic topics like I did with Gus, they're just saying I'm incorrect for no reason whatsoever. They just say I'm dumb, they're gonna laugh, they're gonna do all these things. I'm honestly looking for a good conversation to where I'm asking this man, when it comes to a situation, and you're defending Gus, and we're applying a principle that's being contested under your principle, why is someone justified to unalive another human life in one instance, but not across society as a whole? And you can't give this instance. You're just saying because of sentience, and then when I ask you about sentience, you're just saying, oh, well, I cannot prove when sentience is the case, but I value past sentience, bro.
Wait, who are you talking about? Half those things
you. I'm talking about you. Listen. If I was pro-choice, hold on. Yes, I did.
There's only one of those things you actually talked about.
Yes, I did. I asked you why you value past sentience.
Can I get some input here?
You're insane, Michael.
Michael, I asked you about past sentience.
Yeah, you asked me about past sentience. You didn't ask me about if we can kill someone in one instance.
No, I'm asking you why you value this, correct? Did I ask you why we value past sentience?
You didn't ask me that. You asked me,
bro, that's what we've been arguing, bro.
Wait, you asked me, if something's in the past, then how can you...
Why would I be asking you this if I didn't value this?
Yeah, it's getting too heated now. You guys aren't going anywhere.
You can't conceptualize anything.
Look, wait, let's move on.
Hold on, Eric. I think it would help if we just got the proposition that Scooter disagreed about.
You're not going to get it, Michael. It's going to not give it to you. I'm telling you.
I just want to know if we get the proposition.
Dude, you're asking for a proposition. This is your argument, correct?
No, I'm not. I haven't presented an argument.
Wait, that's just not your... You haven't presented any argument.
No, he has not.
At all. You haven't provided...
Not given a set of premises and a conclusion, Scooter. He has
Dude, yeah, that's a syllogism. I'm asking, did he make the claim that he values past and future sentience?
Yeah, I said that. I
Yeah,
hold
but
the
that's
position,
not an argument.
yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did.
yeah. So when he
That's not an
values
argument.
this thing, hold on, yeah. So when he values past and future sentience, and when we dive into the discussion, of course we're conflating his ideology,
What does that
which I
mean?
disagree with.
What is conflating
Like the
my
dude has
ideology
it.
mean?
Hold on, watch this. Hold on. Without any external help, provide me a syllogism to why you're correct. What is a
I
syllogism?
can do it.
Wait.
No, I'm not asking you, Evan. I know you're interfering now. I'm asking him, what is a syllogism?
It's just
Wait,
joke.
you're asking me what is a syllogism? A syllogism is a set of premises with the conclusion where the conclusion is strictly entailed by the truth, where the truth of the conclusion is strictly entailed by the truth of the premises.
Wait, that would be like more of like an inductive argument.
That would be inductive.
But I'm
What?
asking.
No, that's deductive. Inductive.
No,
would
no,
be,
no, no, no.
no.
Like,
Inductive would be the truth of the
inductive.
conclusion.
Hold on. It depends. It depends on the argument. Hold on. It depends on the argument. It depends.
Stop.
It depends.
What do you mean it depends? What the fuck?
Yes, because you can derive premises from a conclusion, or you can state your conclusion
does it
first, to where your premises would follow from the conclusion. It would ultimately depend on the argument, to be fair.
Wait. So,
Yes, and an
hold on,
inductive
Scooter,
argument.
Scooter, I just want you to say again what you just said. So, a syllogism is not a set of premises and a conclusion where the truth of the conclusion is strictly entailed by the truth of the premises. That's not what a syllogism is.
Yeah, so a syllogism would be an instance or a form of like reasoning that would ultimately derive from a conclusion. So
Yeah,
like
wait,
the syllogism itself.
Wait, you
hold
guys
on.
both mute.
Hold on, the syllogism itself could be either valid or not valid when first constructing a syllogism.
What does validity
So
mean, Scooter?
when we give the assumption or
Let him
assumed
talk.
propositions within a premises, we can look at the shared terms within the conclusion and derive if the premises would be true.
Wait, you said
like it would
arguments can be
ultimately
valid or
depend
invalid. What does
on
that
the.
mean, Scooter? Since you're like a philosophy
Yeah,
major
wait, we're
and
just
I'm
gonna
not, I
read the
need you to
definition.
explain this to me.
Yeah,
Like,
now
so-
we're
like,
getting
I'm not-
Wait, we're just gonna read the definition.
Wait,
off of
Evan,
Google,
stop
okay?
getting involved. I just want to know this.
It would be a
Can we just read the definition
of,
off Google and then be done?
Yeah, go.
Like, so a syllogism, an instance of a form of reasoning in which a conclusion is drawn, whether validly or not, from two given or assumed propositions
There we
premises.
go.
Each of which shares a term with the conclusion and shares a common or middle term not present in the conclusion. So
There we go.
all dogs
Wait.
are animals. All animals have four legs.
Yeah, there we go. Fucking
you
bitch.
read it off
There
of
we
Google
go.
and you still messed
And then
it up.
and then this. And then,
Dude,
and then there's.
I gave
wait,
you the
I haven't finished
verbatim
reading the
definition, you
I didn't finish reading the definition.
Shut the fuck up.
I finished reading the
Wait.
definition. I'm not done
Eric,
reading
go
the
ahead.
And if you got
Eric,
it
go
wrong,
ahead.
it doesn't matter. That's
So,
the
and then the
definition,
next
not
sentence,
continue.
and then after that it says, deductive reasoning as distinct from induction. The school of epistemology is highly advanced in syllogism and logical reasoning. So deduction is in the definition, but,
Okay.
For real.
And-
Wait,
go.
hold on. I actually have a question for Eric. Eric, is there
No,
anything-
you're engaging with me. Stop engaging with Eric.
wait, I want to hear Amdir's
Wait,
question.
yeah, Eric, wait, was there anything incorrect about the definition I put forward of a syllogism?
No, I don't think there was.
Y'all just disagree
You
about what it
didn't
means.
give a
but we're gonna send to
syllogism.
Google.
Eric, hold on. Eric, critically think as a moderator. Hold on. Did he give a syllogism?
You didn't. You asked
No,
me
he
what a
didn't give
syllogism
it.
is.
No, I
Okay,
thought we were talking-
Eric, he did not give a syllogism, so
Yeah,
don't
I thought
agree
we were
with him when
talking
he said he
about-
gave
wait,
a
Scooter.
syllogism within this argument. Come on,
Right,
man.
Scooter,
Come
we're
on,
just talking
bro.
about the definition of the term syllogism. Amdir asked me if his definition of the word was wrong. Right, I'm just telling him that I don't think his definition was wrong. I didn't say he gave a syllogism, right? He didn't give one.
You didn't ask me. I'll give you one if you want. What do you want a syllogism
What is the
for?
definition of a syllogism?
Bro, we're not doing this again.
I just read it off.
Wait,
Yeah.
we've set it up. We've set the definition.
I know you two did, but okay, hold on.
Michael,
the
do you agree
reason-
to the definition?
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm asking
I agree
him.
With the one, I agree with
No,
the one Eric read
after
and the one
hold on. I
said.
agree with what Eric said. Hold on. I agree with what Eric said. And when I ask you, what is your syllogism? You just say I agree with what Eric said. I'm asking you for your syllogism as a pro-choicer or a sentience.
Wait, Scooter. You just asked me what is the definition of a syllogism. You didn't ask me what's my syllogism. I'll give you my
Okay, well,
syllogism.
Michael, he asked you now, so give it.
Yeah, I'll
please.
give it now.
What is your syllogism?
My syllogism for what? What's the conclusion that you want?
It's not about what I want. I'm asking you for your syllogism to derive your conclusion.
Okay,
Yeah, but what's
so
conclusion
I just get to
asking?
choose the conclusion?
It's your syllogism.
Bro, what am I giving an argument
What are you
for?
talking about? Hold on.
No,
if
but
you
real-
provide for a syllogism, I'm asking you for
Wait,
your conclusion.
Michael, stop, Michael.
Michael,
Stop.
you're fucking stupid at this point. You
No,
can laugh
Scooter,
all you want.
Scooter,
I'm
what-
asking for Michael's syllogism
For I know, what?
to where
Scooter,
he derives his
I'm trying to
premises to his
explain.
conclusion.
Scooter,
And the
listen.
dude's fucking laughing,
what?
bro.
Scooter, wait, hold on.
Wait,
Both of you,
quiet.
hold on. Let him talk.
Here. Oh, go ahead. Oh yeah. So Scooter, listen. Like this is what Michael is trying to say, and this is why he's laughing. It's like when you ask for a syllogism, like he doesn't know what the conclusion you want is. Like, is it cats exist? Because he can be like, premise 1, perception is reliable and delivers truth. P2, I perceive a cat being in front of me. Conclusion 1, there's a cat in front of me, and so that would conclude that there's a cat, right? He wants to know the conclusion you want. So like, tell him if you want the conclusion to be like past and future sentience. Grant's moral consideration.
Dude, no, Evan, Eric, you're better than this. Come on, bro. Evan,
What?
literally, when he makes a claim like that, I'm asking him for a situation to where he's going to want to provide for a derivative to his conclusion. So when I ask him for a conclusion within a syllogism, he's the one with the burden of proof to provide for like at least bare minimum 2 premises to derive a conclusion within his
Yeah,
argument.
Wait, no, Scooter, I don't think, well, I don't think they're wrong here.
He wants to do. What's the
And
conclusion?
wait, real quick,
you want him to derive?
wait.
No, it's not my conclusion that I want him to draw. It's his conclusion as a whole. I don't care what he draws. I'm asking for a conclusion, regardless of my opinion.
Okay, so like,
Okay.
So
Michael,
this is
give
how
him the
I.
tablet.
Wait, Evan,
Eric, shut the
holy
fuck up. I
fuck.
want to do it.
It's not a conclusion that I want this man to
Eric,
draw,
Eric,
bro.
let
What is
him
your
talk.
conclusion?
Okay. All right,
Let him
Eric,
do it.
shut the fuck up, Eric. Okay. He wants.
Fucking random.
He wants an argument.
Dude, Eric's a much better debater than you, and you don't even know how to draw syllogisms. So what's your syllogism? What's your
Let him do it.
syllogism?
Let me answer your
Let him do
question.
it.
What's your
I'll give you a
syllogism?
Yeah,
syllogism.
so you said that you want a syllogism from me. You don't care what the conclusion is, so here's my syllogism. Right? All men are mortal. Socrates is a man, therefore Socrates is mortal. That's my syllogism.
Wait, can you write this out?
Yeah.
Tell us exactly what you said.
Yeah, okay.
Type this in like a chat.
Oh, in a chat.
Exactly what you said. Don't add to it. Don't. And why does Socrates have to do with anything of your argumentation of valuing past sentience? Hold on. No. That's a deflection. I just asked you a question within this debate. I know many times the moderators, when asked a question, and I've asked you many questions, to where you directly change the goalpost. I asked you, what does Socrates... Yeah, I know you're gonna laugh, like the previous guest laughed. You're not answering any question whatsoever, and I'm surprised the mods even allow this to happen in a logical debate. When I ask you a question, what people...
What do you want us to do, Scooter?
What I'm asking you is, as a moderator, and if you ever gave me this position, if you debated someone, any interruption should be modified, which I think Eric did the best situation here as a mod. Eric definitely did good at like moderating the debate. But as a moderator, if someone's going to make up false information or lie about what was previously said, they should be checked. You should be like, you know what, you actually did say this previously. No matter if I agree with you or disagree with you, you actually made this claim. So like, why are you changing your stance? That's a moderator. A moderator takes a neutral stance.
What stance am I taking?
So the stance you're taking is ultimately like addressing the situation in accordance to like where this man keeps strawmanning me, providing for an argument that I'm not even making. Hey, guess what? This dude doesn't even know. As I'm pro-life myself, my argumentation is pro-life. He couldn't even articulate this to me. And we're about like 40 minutes to an hour into this debate.
I linked you the argument in chat, Scooter. I tagged you. You should be able to see it.
Yeah, you interrupted. So what is my argument is pro-life?
Wait. So
Wait.
So you asked me for an argument, right? I gave you an.
What is my argument is pro-life?
Why are you pivoting?
I'm not. I asked you a question. What is my argument is
The
pro-life?
question is off subject. You're just pivoting.
It's not. No, dude. We're talking about pro-life and pro-choice. What is my argument as pro-life?
Yeah, what's a fetus? Well, like we can just
Exactly.
we can
So
just-
we're an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can just ask
Listen,
any question. We can just
this
ask-
is
yeah,
why
the
I
point I'm
consider you
making-
bad
the point
faith.
I'm making,
Hold on. This is why I consider you
stop
bad faith.
over talking me, Scooter. Right? Stop over talking me. Right?
Yeah,
so
stop.
the point.
Yeah, of course,
So
Go ahead.
what you're telling me is that any question you can ask that has anything to do with abortion can't be pivoting because it's an abortion debate. So I'm just showing you how stupid that is by asking you a random question about a fetus. Because fetuses have to do with abortion. It's an abortion debate, so it can't be pivoting. Now look, the subject was that you asked me for an argument. I just want to know what you want me to give you an argument for, right? And I'm happy to give you the
Dude,
argument.
we okay, yeah, once again, what we were arguing before, because I know you're a pseudo-intellectual, you're nowhere compared to either Evan or Eric within this conversation. You're providing for nonsense, you have no factual information, you can't discuss this, any statistic whatsoever within your argumentation. You only took on their argumentation because you want to be more like Evan and Eric, so, hold on.
Why are you
Golf clap to you, fucking. Hold on, golf clap
to
to you. You can fucking mute yourself because it's my time, buddy. Okay, so when we look at this situation, and you can keep laughing all you want, but you honestly sound arrogant as fuck. So when we look at this situation, you haven't, after an hour, we are looking to debate this conversation. You never once asked me any question about my pro-life stance. If you know anything about a debate, it's about your stance versus my stance, and conflating to which stance would be more logically consistent, or which stance would make the most sense. But after an hour of debating you haven't even in your rational mind provided, hey, what is Caesar's stance? Did I evaluate his stance? Do I know his stance? Do I know why he's pro-life? Bro. You're a bad faith debater, and you weren't even willing to engage with my stance. After an hour, everyone in here, if you're a logical debater, after an hour,
Can we get the
this man
timers
has
going?
never engaged with my conversation
I want to
or
get the
my
timers
debate.
reinstituted.
Alright, Michael, stop. Let him finish.
Michael, what is a debate?
Yeah, Michael.
Yeah.
What is a debate?
A debate is when two monkeys shout at each other, and just
What
like
is a
go
debate?
and just like make sounds grunting at each other for
What
like
is
an
a
hour
debate?
straight. That's what a debate is.
What is a
Michael,
debate?
stop saying nonsense. You gotta be a logical debater, dude.
Evan, if you're gonna be a moderator, stop gaslighting.
Stop gaslighting me.
What? Wait,
Dude, you were literally laughing at his point of view in the middle of a debate. Like, the
Huh?
dude made
So-
hold on,
okay.
Evan, I'm gonna contest
so
you here,
stop
because every
over-talking
time
me,
you're
right?
granted a
So
moderator
stop
position,
over-talking
hold
me,
on,
right?
I'm not
Stop
talking to you, I'm not
over-talking
talking to
me,
you.
right? So-
I'm not
so,
talking
yeah,
to
so
you.
you
I'm not
asked me
talking to
for
you.
an
I'm not
argument.
talking
I
to
just
you.
want to know what the
I'm
conclusion
literally
of the
not
argument's
talking
gonna
to
be,
you.
Right? So,
I'm not talking to
stop
you.
Michael,
over-talking
stop.
me, right?
Michael, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to Evan. So, Evan, every time you're granted a moderator point of view, you laugh about people that tend to agree with you. Right?
I just had fun. I'm just having fun being a moderator, and I just laugh.
Yes, I understand you're having fun, but I'm asking you to check this person as well as a moderator of this debate.
What do
You can
okay,
check me. You can check me. You can check him as a moderator, whatever be the case.
What
But
do you want
I'm
me to do exactly so I can?
ultimately, I'm asking you is when I asked him to why his stance is true. Dude, you guys all have the same stance, and I understand you're trying to be a moderator, but he's taking the same stance as both moderators in this VC. I'm asking him
I
to
don't
elaborate.
have the same stance as him,
Yeah,
by the
I
way,
know.
but-
No. You have the same stance, but you articulate it in a different way than him. To be
No, I'm
very
not
specific.
past future sentience.
Wait, Eric, are you past and future sentience?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have one moderator
and I
past
had
and
it.
future sentience, and you also said multiple times that you and Eric have similar like situations when it comes to past and future sentience, correct?
No.
Evan holds a slightly different view. Evan holds like the installment view. It's like not.
But
it's
it's past
not really
future
different.
sentience, correct?
Not really.
No.
It's like it's practically it's pretty much the same, right? But
Practically
the
pretty much the
principles-
same.
yeah, but the
Right.
principle's slightly different.
And the
Yeah,
metaphysics behind it. are
I
different as
understand
well.
this. I understand this. Perfect. But what he ultimately is failing to do is just provide to like why past sentience is relevant. Hold
Yeah.
on, and I'll ask this one more time. Why is past sentience valuable? Go ahead.
That's
valuable.
the conclusion he wants, Michael.
Oh, so wait,
Why is past sentience valuable?
Wait, so a conclusion can't be a question. First of all,
Why is past sentience valuable,
Michael,
bro?
stop. Acting.
Literally,
You know what
why
you
is
want.
past sentience
okay,
valuable?
no, I'll answer the question.
Michael, that was so awful from you.
I'll answer the question. Okay, so
This dude is bad at
no,
debating.
no, Scooter, do you want me to answer or no? Do you not want me to answer?
Why is past sentience valuable?
Okay,
Just
so
answer the question,
if
Michael.
you want, yeah. So if you want me to answer, I'll answer. So.
I'm here in good faith. I know
Scooter,
you're not. Why is
let
past
me
sentience
answer.
valuable?
Jesus
I
fucking
understand.
Christ.
Why is past sentience
Stop
valuable?
over-talking
Here,
me.
let him
Stop
answer.
over-talking me. So
I'm not over-talking you. Go
ahead. Wait, Scooter, just let him answer real quick.
So yeah, I can answer the question. Why is past sentience valuable? I just need to clarify. Are you asking me if past sentience is valuable in a mind independent sense or a mind dependent sense? All right, what does valuable mean?
Yeah, that's not how questions work. If you want to engage, we can talk about like if it's mind dependent or independent.
Yeah, well, if you ask
But
me
what
if it's valuable, then I don't know what valuable means. How am I gonna answer your question?
I'm asking you about your stance because you ultimately made the claim once
Assume
again,
your stance,
which
Michael.
literally, this guy made the claim. I value past and future sentience. Why do you value past sentience? And this
Yeah,
guy is
just-
like, I don't know what you mean, bro. You made
we
the
got
claim.
it.
Hold on, I'm going to be very
That's not
clear.
what you asked me.
You made the claim. I value past and
Don't think
future
about it.
sentience. I'm asking you why, and you're ultimately playing a semantic point of view and asking me a question from a question I provided you,
I'm sorry.
bro.
Okay,
I'm
Michael,
telling you.
Michael,
I just
don't-
Let me just tell you
Michael,
one thing,
don't say
Michael.
anything, Michael.
Let me tell you
I can
one thing,
apologize
Michael.
quick?
You
Michael,
were
don't say
never.
anything or I will mute you. Stop.
Wait, can I?
You
just
will
apologize
never be
quick?
No, Michael,
because you keep
stop.
interrupting me, Michael.
Wait,
You will
Scooter,
never be
Scooter.
Eric or fucking
Scooter.
Evan.
Michael, why?
So when
Mi-
I ask you questions,
Michael, wait.
let me be very fucking clear here. If
Scooter,
you're making the
are
claim,
you there, buddy? I just want to.
Michael, wait, or I'm gonna be. But stop.
dude,
Listen.
dude interrupts every time.
Wait,
Go ahead,
Michael,
Michael. Go ahead.
Michael, listen to me. What he wants, he doesn't want to do semantic thing. Use
I'm not playing
your
semantics,
meaning of
I'm
no.
asking
Look,
why?
I'm genuinely
Listen.
sorry. Okay, I won't ask any more clarifying questions. I swear.
Dude,
Michael,
you're being
just use
disingenuous.
your-
You're being disingenuous. At
Wait,
this point, I'm
Michael.
just asking you why. Why?
Okay.
Like, why do you
yes,
do
I'll
this,
answer.
Michael?
Wait.
Why?
I want to. Can I just clarify everything before we move forward?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
So, Michael, he does not want a semantic question thrown back at him or anything. You use your meaning of value, okay? And the conclusion, to be very clear, is the conjunction of past and future sentience is valuable. Just give an argument for it. That's all he wants, right, Scooter?
Yes, 100%. I understand that you value past and future sentience. I'm asking you why this is valuable. Well, how can you articulate to when past has been established, to why it's valuable, and why you also value future sentience?
Yeah.
So, Evan, 100%,
Yeah.
that's what I'm
When
asking.
you ask me like why I value it, are you asking like a why of explanation or a why of inferential justification? Like which of those questions is it?
I'm not this is the burden of proof on you. You can answer it any way. I never said you
Answer
should
it
answer
anyway,
it this
Scooter.
way
Yeah,
or
just answer
one
them both.
way.
Okay,
I'm just asking
I'll
you
answer
for
both
your
of them.
way.
He says your meaning.
I'll answer both.
It's
of them.
your meeting, like, bro.
Your meaning, Michael.
Okay, I'll answer both of them. So the answer to why I value past and future sentience as the why of inferential justification is just that I don't take values as something which are justified. I take propositions as things which are justified. Now, the answer to the why of explanation for why I hold this value of past and future sentience is just going to be bottom out in some combination of past experience, environment, and genetics. That's going to be what it bottoms out in. So that's the answer to both of those questions, right? So.
Wait, so you're very vague. So why does genetics or some kind of like biology equal like an importance on like a subjective experience?
Sorry, I wasn't listening. What was the question?
Yeah, you said genetics is important, correct?
I said that the explanation for why I hold the values that I have is going to be a combination of genetics, my past experiences, and my environment.
Genetics, which is biological, correct?
Yes, genetics is biological.
Okay, so you value past sentience?
Huh?
You value past sentience, correct? I don't know why you're saying huh.
Yeah, I do.
That's a very direct question.
I'm saying huh because I'm not sure how it's relevant, but yeah, I do.
All right, yeah, perfect. So when a fetus at the moment of conception that has 23 chromosomes from the mother and father, who has its own genetic DNA, it has all the faculties within its DNA in order to provide for a past or even a future sentience. Because your argument is a past sentience and also a future sentience. So even if we can't equate to a past sentience, which for the past hour, you have not been able to articulate any past kind of sentience that you would be valuable or articulate within a discussion to be true, right? Let's go ahead and attack your future sentience. Okay. So under the assumption that a fetus at the moment of conception has had a previously established sentience, right? Because the woman's pregnant, therefore in the future it would be sentient. Well, within the DNA, given the genetic makeup, and any inference here, any fetus compared to me now or me at the moment of conception, I had all the genetic DNA that would be prevalent to myself now. So under this situation, it had all the faculties of being sentient. So why are you picking and choosing to what faculties that you value and what you do not?
Wait,
so what faculties of sentient... What faculties of sentience do you value?
Yeah, I just value a conjunct of past and future sentience. No.
What aspects of sentience do you value?
No, I just simpliciter. I value the conjunct of past and future sentient simpliciter.
Wait, that's hold on. When it comes to
sentience,
sentience,
without any qualification. By simplicity.
Yes, literally. You're not answering questions. You're being vague on purpose because you don't even know the questions I'm asking.
It's just I can't help it. I just do it. It's like I'm disposed to do it.
Yeah, I understand that. So what about sentience do you value?
I just value past and future sentient simpliciter. I don't know what else to tell you.
I'm asking you the aspects of sentience that would be valuable.
He says he just values all of them.
I just value past and future. What other answer could I give?
Wait. Can you establish past? How do you establish past?
What do you mean?
Oh, wait, how do you establish past sentience?
What does that question mean?
No. Yeah, you keep playing fucking disingenuous. When I ask you what do you value about sentience, you're just like, I value past and future. Okay, yeah. Why do you value past? Go ahead.
Oh, why do I value past? So
yeah, why do you value past?
This question, right? So there's two senses in which you could ask this question. You could be asking what is the justification for me valuing past, or you could be asking what's the explanation for me valuing past, or is that, or either of those what you're asking?
Wait, do you know how past sentience is established?
What do you mean? I don't understand.
What do you mean? I made it very clear. How do you know when past sentience is established?
What do you mean? How is this relevant?
I can ask it again if you don't know what I mean, because you're just being disingenuous. I know you're being disingenuous because it negates your point. If your argument is for past and future sentience, how do you know when past sentience has been established?
Bro, you were attacking my principle. Now you're completely switching to.
I'm attacking your principle. Hold on, buddy. You are so bad faith. Hold on. You are so bad faith. You don't even recognize your bad faith.
So bad
Hold on. Your principle, yes or no, is I value. This is your principle. I value past and future sentience. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, and I'm arguing against your past sentience. Correct?
No. You're arguing an
I'm literally asking you to how you know when past sentience has existed.
That's an epistemic concern. That's not attacking the principle.
Dude, you're being fucking so disingenuous. Your principle is I value past and future sentience. I'm asking you questions on when past sentience occurs and why you value and why you value past sentience.
I answered the why question several times. Dude. And the epistemic concern's just not relevant.
Eric and Evan, I think you both need to substantiate your points to all these other pro-lifers because Jay, this guy, everyone else is so bad faith. They don't even know how to debate this argument. They're trying to. They're trying their best to, but they really don't know how to debate this argument.
Yeah. Well, I think Amdir's been I think Amdir's been pro-sentience longer than I have. I think so. I was like an
I
evictionist
haven't.
around like a year ago.
I've been like for like half a year, maybe a little longer.
Oh wait,
We
when
have
did you
not
become
even been that for half a year, or I have.
No, wait, what? Back in like fuck, I'm trying to think of when you were around. You're on like February,
It was
right?
before I was on TikTok, but like not long before I was on TikTok.
I'm trying to think of what month did you get on TikTok in?
Oh,
Because I remember talking to you when like I was an evictionist and you were Pro-Sentience. But the point is, like, I don't know whatever the
okay.
exact time frame
Well,
is.
then I might
I
have been
know
Pro-Sentience
that-
before you then.
Yeah, I know that you were Pro-Sentience before I have, so I don't know if I agree with that characterization of Amdir, but I mean, yeah, I'll try giving my answer to why I care about past sentience.
I
so-
really want to debate someone, and I want to be clear here, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I want someone like Eric and Evan to debate me to where we can really get past this, like, past sentience, or, like, why this would matter. So, like, when I debated Jay, when I debate this guy, or when I debate other individuals, they concede to me within the debate. I don't care if you agree with me or disagree with me. They concede within the debate that when it comes to conceptualizing a past experience, the past must have existed. So, what is the ultimate conflator here is I'm asking if you agree with me that I value my mother's voice, even though I cannot conceptualize my mother's voice because she was never able to talk. Why do you value past sentience if you can't prove that this past sentience exists? Because you cannot value something that can't be conceptualized, that can't even be proven to be true, or that even you have ever heard this voice.
Can I say
And
one
every
last
time I
thing
ask
before
them this, they're very vague. Hold on, they're very vague, like he was. And he wouldn't answer this question. He just gaslighted himself out of the situation
True.
onto another topic to where we were really, like, trying to engage with why you
Here.
value past sentience.
Yeah, look,
Here's
so
what-
I want
wait, Eric.
to...
Wait, before I just want to say one thing before I mute.
And then me real quick,
Yeah,
Eric.
and then
we
I'll
can
mute
go.
for until.
Oh no, what I had wasn't quick, so you go
Yeah,
first.
so I just want to say this one thing is I'll make this deal with you, Scooter. I'll actually just concede the whole argument and say that I lost the debate if you can just verbalize the proposition that I'm conceding on.
The proposition you're conceding on?
Yeah.
Yeah, the proposition you're conceding on is a proposition or the act of acknowledging an existence that actually never existed within the past. And so the proposition is the act of when a woman who is pregnant, who doesn't conceptualize when this fetus is actually sentient.
Okay, that's not a proposition, but good try. I'll
The
mute
proposition is the act of one who has not established any sort of existence in the future. Do you disagree?
now. Yeah, you didn't give me a proposition to concede on.
Hold on. What is the proposition, my guy?
You don't know what a proposition? Yeah, that's okay.
No, I'm asking you
Yeah,
because I give it to
a
you.
proposition's going to be a statement that's truth apt.
Wait, that's it? Come on,
Yeah.
you gotta do better. Come on.
No, wait, that's like what it is in logic.
No.
Yeah.
A proposition would be like a statement or like an assertion within an argument that would like express some kind of like judgment or opinion.
Meaning?
Okay, I just searched it.
Within
Wait,
the
I just googled it.
argument.
This is the first result. I searched up proposition, definition, logic. Definition: a proposition is a statement that can be either true or false. It must be one or the other, and it cannot be both.
Exactly, yeah, that's literally
That's what
what I
truth
said.
Yeah, but wait, truth apt. When Amdir says it's truth apt, all truth apt means is it's either true or false.
Yeah, that's what I said. It would be a statement or
See, that's true.
assertion within an argument that would be like a judgment or opinion that would ultimately like mean a true or false kind of like claim.
I think that's what Amdir's saying as well. It's just a truth apt sentence. But is that it
Here,
between you
I
and
want to say
Amdir?
something real quick if you're going to be long
What
on
I
it.
said, I thought.
Yeah.
Wait, what is your definition of a proposition once again?
Statement that's truth apt.
Yeah, that's false. Go ahead, try again.
Wait, truth apt
truth
means
apt.
capable of being
A
true or
statement that's
false.
truth apt.
Wait, Amdir, just replace
that
truth
wouldn't
apt with definition.
it wouldn't be an assertion under a true or false.
Wait, truth apt means it can be true or false. But whatever, that's not important.
It wouldn't be an assertion, correct?
Sorry, I don't know what you mean by
So
assertion.
therefore,
Like,
it wouldn't be like a proposition. Like an assertion.
A
would be
statement
like
is an assertion.
within. Yeah, a statement would be like a proposition, but that wouldn't be true under his like framework. But ultimately, like now what we're doing is playing semantics. But ultimately,
Yeah.
like, Evan, could you quote word by word to what he meant by he values that he values past sentience? Like, what does he value about past sentience within his argument as a moderator?
Oh, okay, yeah. So I'll quote him. He said, "I value past and future sentience simpliciter." So,
Yeah, what about the past that he valued?
oh yeah, so like when he talks about that and he says simpliciter, he means without qualification. So he's just saying like he just values that. He doesn't value any particular property of it or something like that. Just
Yeah, and when I asked him why, did he say why? No.
I think
But he gave like a
said
very broad
weird
explanation.
preferences.
Yeah, he gave a broad, but did he answer why? Does
Yeah,
anyone in here know why?
Well, yeah, I mean, he said it was because of his. I mean, I think he implied it was because of his preferences. He said it's because of his environment, his genetics, etc.
He presupposed empirical evidence.
What?
Well,
I'm not sure if that's true, but in any case,
I want to say something
I mean,
really quick before you go, Eric.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I think we need to move on to the Eric Scooter debate, and I'll moderate.
I'm down with that, absolutely.
Here's what I'll say about the last debate, Michael.
He was so bad at debating this, bro.
I know, right? He's so bad.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to get Evan and Eric to.
You're gonna leave the
We'll
stage,
coach
bitch.
you.
Anyways, what
Yeah,
are you gonna say?
keep trying. Like Dick Ride, Evan, and Eric, bro.
For real. Keep riding.
Yeah, keep
Okay,
riding
I'll
that dick, bro.
But go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think there's gonna need to be much modding, but yeah. So I want to disambiguate the two questions, I guess. So the first question I take to be is so I guess yeah. So the two questions are why do we value past sentience, and then the other is when is past sentience established?
Yes,
for the
of
first
course.
question, yeah, and then so for the first question of why I value it, so that's going to bottom out in terms of intuition. So it's like there's certain cases that I consider